January 2026. India faces a new Nipah virus outbreak near Kolkata, West Bengal. Two nurses at a private hospital are infected, one in critical condition, underscoring the risk to healthcare workers. Authorities have launched immediate contact tracing and set up isolation wards, aiming to contain the virus within a limited area. Drawing on lessons from past outbreaks, emergency protocols are in full effect, with rapid sample testing and public health alerts. Neighboring countries are tightening airport screenings for travelers from affected regions. The world watches closely, hoping swift action will prevent a wider crisis. Even a small cluster like this highlights the ongoing threat of zoonotic viruses and the need for global vigilance. Nipah virus is a deadly zoonotic virus, meaning it jumps from animals to humans. First identified in 1998 during an outbreak in Malaysia, it has since caused several outbreaks in South and Southeast Asia. The virus is named after the Malaysian village of Sungai Nipah, where it was first discovered. What makes Nipah particularly concerning is its ability to spread not just from animals to humans, but also between people, especially in close contact settings like hospitals or households. Its natural host is the fruit bat, specifically flying foxes, which carry the virus without symptoms. These bats are found across large parts of Asia and Africa, and they play a crucial role in the virus's life cycle. While the bats themselves remain healthy, they can shed the virus through their saliva, urine, and feces, contaminating their surroundings. Bats can contaminate fruit or palm sap with saliva or droppings, infecting humans or animals that consume it. In some regions, people collect raw date palm sap, which can become tainted if bats feed on it overnight. Domestic animals, like pigs, can also become infected after eating contaminated fruit, and then pass the virus to humans, amplifying outbreaks. Once in humans, Nipah can cause anything from mild flu-like symptoms to fatal brain inflammation. The illness often begins with fever, headache, muscle pain, and sore throat, but can quickly escalate. In severe cases, patients may develop encephalitis, which is a dangerous swelling of the brain. Some people show no symptoms but can still spread the virus, complicating outbreak control. This silent transmission makes it difficult for health officials to track and contain the virus, increasing the risk of larger outbreaks, especially in densely populated areas. Early symptoms mimic the flu, but rapid progression to severe neurological disease sets Nipah apart. Within days, patients can experience drowsiness, confusion, and even slip into a coma. The speed at which the disease worsens is alarming, and there is currently no specific treatment or vaccine available. The virus attacks the central nervous system, causing confusion, seizures, and sometimes death. In some outbreaks, the mortality rate has reached up to 75%, making it one of the most lethal viruses known to infect humans. Its unpredictable nature and high mortality make it a serious public health threat. Outbreaks can overwhelm healthcare systems, and the fear of person-to-person transmission can disrupt entire communities, leading to school closures and travel restrictions. Recognizing Nipah's unique dangers is key to preventing its spread. Public awareness, early detection, and strict infection control measures are essential to protect communities and stop future outbreaks before they start. The story of Nipah virus begins in 1999, when a mysterious and deadly illness swept through pig farms in Malaysia. At first, local farmers and health officials were baffled by the sudden appearance of severe fevers and brain inflammation among workers. Within months, the outbreak had caused nearly 300 human cases and claimed the lives of over 100 people, sending shockwaves through rural communities and the medical world alike. The disease struck fear into the hearts of those who depended on pig farming for their livelihoods, as families and entire villages faced uncertainty and loss. In a desperate attempt to contain the outbreak, authorities ordered the culling of more than 1 million pigs. This drastic measure, while necessary to halt the spread, devastated local economies. Pig farming was a cornerstone of many communities, and the sudden loss of livestock meant financial ruin for countless families. Markets closed, jobs vanished, and the social fabric of rural Malaysia was left in tatters. Investigators worked tirelessly to uncover the source of the outbreak. Their research revealed a complex chain of transmission. Fruit bats, natural carriers of the Nipah virus, had passed the pathogen to pigs, likely through contaminated fruit or droppings. Pigs, in turn, amplified the virus, making it easier for it to jump to humans who worked closely with the animals. This discovery was a turning point in understanding how new diseases can emerge at the intersection of wildlife, livestock, and people. The crisis didn't stop at Malaysia's borders. As infected pigs were transported to neighboring Singapore, the virus crossed international lines, causing additional cases and highlighting the dangers of cross-border animal trade. The movement of livestock, so vital for regional economies, now posed a grave risk to public health. In response, both Malaysia and Singapore implemented strict biosecurity protocols, including farm disinfection, movement controls, and ongoing surveillance. The mass culling, though tragic, was effective. Since then, no major outbreaks have occurred in these countries, a testament to the power of coordinated public health action and international cooperation. The 1999 outbreak was a wake-up call for the world. It revealed just how quickly a new virus could spread, causing severe illness and death, and underscored the need for global surveillance and rapid response systems. Health organizations worldwide began tracking Nipah and similar threats more closely, sharing data and expertise to prevent future pandemics. In the years since, Nipah outbreaks have continued to occur, particularly in Bangladesh and India. Unlike the Malaysian outbreak, these cases often involve direct transmission from bats to humans, usually through the consumption of raw date palm sap, contaminated by bats, or through limited person-to-person spread. Each outbreak brings new challenges for local health workers and communities. Understanding these evolving patterns of transmission is crucial for preventing future outbreaks. By studying how Nipah spreads and adapting prevention strategies, scientists and public health officials hope to stay one step ahead of this deadly virus and protect communities around the world. The story of Nipah virus begins in the treetops, where fruit bats, also known as flying foxes, thrive in their natural habitat. These bats are the natural reservoir for the virus, carrying it without showing any signs of illness. As they feed on fruits and nectar, they can shed the virus through their saliva, urine, and droppings, contaminating the environment around them. In South Asia, a traditional delicacy, raw date palm sap, becomes a hidden danger. When bats visit these sap pots at night, they can leave behind traces of the virus. People who drink this fresh, unprocessed sap risk unknowingly ingesting the virus, making this a major cause of outbreaks in the region. The virus doesn't stop with bats and sap. It can also infect domestic animals, especially pigs, which act as amplifying hosts. Farmers and veterinarians who work closely with livestock are at higher risk, as direct contact with infected animals or their secretions can lead to new human cases. Once the virus enters the human population, it can spread from person to person. This usually happens through close contact with the bodily fluids of an infected individual, such as saliva, blood, or respiratory droplets, making hospitals and caregiving environments particularly vulnerable to outbreaks. Hospital clusters, like the ones seen in West Bengal, India, are especially concerning. In these settings, the virus can move quickly from patient to patient and even to healthcare workers if strict precautions aren't followed. Fortunately, casual contact, like shaking hands or passing objects, rarely spreads Nipah. The virus typically requires direct exposure to infectious fluids, so everyday interactions in public are less risky. That's why personal protective equipment, or PPE, is absolutely essential for caregivers and healthcare workers. Gloves, masks, and gowns create a barrier, reducing the risk of transmission during patient care. Strict infection control measures, like frequent hand washing, disinfecting surfaces, and isolating patients, are crucial. These steps can prevent small clusters of cases from turning into widespread epidemics. By understanding how Nipah moves from bats to humans, and then between people, we can break the chain of transmission and protect our communities from future outbreaks. Symptoms appear 3 to 14 days after exposure, often starting with fever, headache, and muscle pain. Early signs mimic the flu, but the disease can quickly progress to severe respiratory distress and brain inflammation. Encephalitis, swelling of the brain, causes confusion, drowsiness, and seizures, sometimes leading to coma. Rapid deterioration can occur within 24 to 48 hours in severe cases. Not all infected people show symptoms, but asymptomatic carriers can still spread the virus. About 20% of survivors suffer long-term neurological problems, such as seizures or personality changes. Early detection and intervention are critical for survival. Nipah's unpredictable symptoms make it a constant challenge for doctors and public health officials. Nipah's mortality rate can reach up to 75%, making it one of the deadliest human viruses. Survivors often face lasting neurological damage, including seizures and cognitive changes. Human-to-human transmission, especially in hospitals, raises the risk of larger outbreaks. Healthcare workers are particularly vulnerable, as seen in the recent Indian outbreak. No approved vaccine or antiviral exists. Treatment is limited to supportive care. The virus's lethality, potential for spread, and lack of treatment make it a top global health priority. The World Health Organization lists Nipah as a priority disease for urgent research. Vigilance and rapid response are essential to prevent global crises. There's no cure or specific antiviral for Nipah. Treatment is all about supportive care. Patients often require intensive care. Fluids, fever control, seizure prevention, and sometimes mechanical ventilation. Early diagnosis and aggressive supportive care improves survival chances. Vaccine research is underway, with several candidates in early trials, but none are available yet. Experimental monoclonal antibody treatments show promise in animals but aren't widely accessible. The best defense remains early detection and hospital care by skilled medical teams. Public awareness of symptoms encourages prompt medical attention. For now, the fight against Nipah relies on vigilance, rapid response, and dedicated healthcare workers. Every outbreak underscores the urgent need for new treatments and vaccines. India's response to the 2026 Nipah outbreak has been swift. Patients isolated, contacts traced, and local surveillance ramped up. Rapid testing at the National Institute of Virology helps confirm or rule out new cases quickly. Neighboring countries have tightened airport screenings and health checks for travelers from affected areas. Past outbreaks in Malaysia, Singapore, Bangladesh, and India have shaped current containment strategies. The World Health Organization is providing technical support and coordinating research efforts. So far, Nipah remains geographically limited, but global vigilance is high. Transparent reporting and international cooperation are key to stopping the virus from spreading further. The 2026 outbreak is a stark reminder: health threats anywhere can become global concerns. In the face of Nipah, accurate information is our best defense. Panic only fuels misinformation. Understanding how the virus spreads and recognizing symptoms empowers communities to act wisely. Avoid raw date palm sap, thoroughly wash and cook food, and practice good hand hygiene. Support healthcare workers by following public health guidance and temporary restrictions. Everyone has a role. Scientists, governments, healthcare workers, and the public must work together. Staying informed through credible sources helps prevent fear-driven mistakes. Each outbreak is a call to action for better preparedness and stronger health systems. By focusing on facts and prevention, we can build a safer, more resilient future for all.